he was not allowed to take water from the well. So why was he treated like this? Rajkumar Shukla was a regular visitor at Rajendra Prasad's house, so the servants knew him that he was a poor yeoman, he was a poor peasant, and the servants very well knew this face. But Gandhiji was in his company. Gandhiji came with Rajkumar Shukla and dressed in simple dhoti, so they mistook him for a peasant. And Gandhiji did not tell them who he was. What was the attitude of the average Indian in smaller localities towards advocates of home rule? This Gandhiji has clearly mentioned in one line. People were afraid of showing sympathy to the advocates of home rule. The average Indians in smaller localities didn't support the advocates of home rule as they feared to go against the British government. Home rule means the people, the advocates who were against British rule, they wanted their own rule. So the people were very afraid that if we will be supporting these advocates, we will be against government and the government will not spare us. So they didn't show any kind of support. For Gandhi, it was surprising that Professor Malkani allowed him to stay at his home even though he was a government teacher. So he was very surprised. His job was at stake, but he invited Gandhiji to stay at his home. Next is, why did Gandhiji feel that taking the Champaran case to court was useless? He said this: taking such cases to court was useless where the peasants are so fear stricken. The real relief for them will be to take them out of the fear. These lines he said in the text. So let's see the answer. When Gandhiji got to know about the plight, bad condition, poor condition of the peasant groups in Champaran from his discussion with the lawyers, he came to the conclusion that the poor peasants were so crushed, exploited, and fear stricken that law courts were useless in their case. Going to courts overburdened the sharecroppers with heavy litigation expenses. They had to pay the fee to the advocates. What really needed to be done was to make them free from fear. How did the development of synthetic indigo affect English estate owners? Earlier, they bound all the English tenants of Champaran area to grow indigo on 15% of their land and submit it back to them as rent. But when they came to know that synthetic indigo was invented by Germany, they stopped this contract and they renewed a contract, and they also sought for kind of compensation for releasing them for this, but actually it was for their own benefit. How? Most of the arable land, fertile land in Champaran, belonged to the English landlords who had signed a long term contract with the peasants. The farmers planted 15% of their holdings with indigo and surrendered it as rent. It was a compulsion for them that you will have to grow indigo on 15% of your land and you will have to give the entire indigo as rent. With the development of synthetic indigo, its cultivation was no longer profitable. Now the Britishers were not getting any kind of profit by selling the crop. The landlords wanted to release the peasants of the contract and take money from them as compensation. They had taken the indigo crop that year too, but they wanted the extra money to free them from their contract. And freeing them from their contract was actually needed by the Britishers. Still, they were asking for compensation. Next is, why did Gandhi meet the secretary of the British Landlords Association on arriving in Champaran? And what was the secretary's response? He wanted to have the complete details, right, of the case. He himself was an advocate. He wanted to have the complete details. And what was the secretary's response? What did he say? He said, I can't give any detail to an outsider. He said something like this. When Gandhi arrived in Champaran, he first set out means planned, to ascertain means to assure the facts, to know the facts. He wanted the viewpoints of the landlords and the peasants. He wanted to see why did they do so, the landlords, and why were the peasants doing so. He just wanted to understand the viewpoints. He visited the secretary of the British Landlords Association to get to know their point of view. The secretary told Gandhi that he could give no information to an outsider. He himself was an outsider in the nation, but he said to Gandhi, I can't give any information to an outsider. Gandhi's efforts proved futile. Futile means waste, means he could not get any information from this secretary. How did the Champaran peasants react when they heard that a Mahatma had come to help them and now he is in trouble? Important stanza where he could be sent to prison and there was a hearing at court. What happened at that time? When the sharecroppers heard that a Mahatma had come to help them, they assembled, collected in Motihari in large numbers to see their champion. Their spontaneous demonstration, their natural demonstration in thousands around the courthouse was uncontrollable, that the official felt powerless, and Gandhiji himself helped the authorities to regulate the crowd. So it was Gandhi actually who was able to control the crowd. This was the first time that the peasants were united. They were not feared of Britishers and they were standing with confidence and power, and they were more strong. They were stronger than the British authorities. So it was the beginning of the removal of their fear from their hearts. What was the conflict of duties in which Gandhi was involved? Important question. In court, Gandhi requested guilty for having disobeyed the official notice to quit Champaran. He had disobeyed the order. He could not go out of the Champaran. He could not just leave the peasants on their own situation and he could go. No, he disobeyed the order. He read out a statement claiming he was involved in a conflict of duties. He told the court that he was involved in this because of conflict fight of duties. He clarified that he disobeyed not to break the law and set a bad example. He said that he did not want to do that. He didn't want to set a bad example for other people to break the law, but to show the humanitarian and national service for which he had come to Champaran. He had to do this because he had to help the human beings. He could choose only one thing, either law or humanity. What is important, law or humanity? Of course, humanity. And to render his services for this humanity, he had to break that law. He didn't want to do it, but he had to do because he was in a conflict of duties between law and humanity. Next is, how was Gandhiji able to influence lawyers? Gandhiji's sincerity of purpose, convincing argumentation, and a logical approach deeply influenced the lawyers, chiding them, scolding them for overcharging the peasants. They were taking a huge fee. He encouraged them to court arrest for the poor peasants' cause. And he said, if I would be arrested, what would you do? The lawyer said, we would be returning home. Then they went out for discussion and they thought that Gandhi was an outsider. He did not belong to this place. Still, he was ready to go to jail. And we are taking fee. We belong to this area. Then we should also help Gandhi and other peasants. And then they said, if he himself got imprisoned, then he encouraged peasants also to go for court arrest. He opposed even seeking help from Mr. Andrews in their battle with Britishers. When lawyers wanted these Mr. C.F. Andrew to help them, he opposed because he wanted to make them self-reliant. What made Mahatma Gandhi ji declare that the Battle of Champaran is won? It's very important. We discussed in the text too. When the lawyers reconsidered their decision about their course of action in the event of Gandhiji's arrest, they first thought that they would return to their homes. They volunteered to court arrest, but when they had a discussion, they came with another decision that they would also go to prison for the sake of the sharecroppers. Gandhiji was very pleased, happy, and he expressed his satisfaction with these words. And then he said that now just think that the Battle of Champaran is won because the peasants had shown their fearlessness outside the court. The lawyers are also united. So, of course, now the battle could be won. Next is, what made the Lieutenant Governor drop the case against Gandhi? Why was he not punished for disobeying the law? When Gandhi was asked to appear in the court in Motihari, thousands of peasants held a demonstration around the court. The officials were baffled, shocked, surprised, and the trial case was postponed. The judge said he would not deliver the judgment for several days. He was also afraid of such a crowd outside the courthouse. If he would give a judgment against Gandhi, he could not be spared by the crowd. So he himself was very afraid. Gandhi was allowed to remain at liberty. Subsequently, after some time, the lieutenant governor ordered the case to be dropped because it was a very sensitive case. They could not go against Gandhi and they could not give favor or judgment in the favor of Gandhi. So they just dropped the case. This is the most important one. Why did Gandhiji agree to a settlement of 25% refund to the farmers? Gandhiji decided to accept a settlement of 25% of the compensation money in order to break the deadlock between the landlords and their tenants. It was like a deadlock. What mattered more to him was the moral victory of the farmers in making the landlords own their dishonesty and surrender the money as well as their prestige. It was most important for Gandhi. Money was not important. What was important for peasants to understand that they had the rights, and for the landlords to understand that if they would be doing something wrong, they would have to own it. They would have to give the money back to the peasants. How did Gandhiji work for the upliftment of education? We just have discussed. He appealed for teachers. Two young disciples, Mahadev Desai and Narhari Parikh, came with their wives and volunteered their services. Several other teachers came from distant parts of the country. Mrs. Kasturba Gandhi and Devdas, who was Gandhi's youngest son, arrived from the ashram, and primary schools were opened in 6 villages. How did the Champaran episode change the plight of the peasants? Plight, poor condition. Champaran episode, how was it able to change the condition of the peasants? Champaran episode released the peasants from the mortal fear of British landlords. They were having a kind of death fear of British landlords and made them aware of their rights. Apart from getting back 25% of the compensation money, for the first time they were getting something back. Not only money, they also learned courage. The episode thus marked the beginning of the cultural, social, and economic transformation of the poor and exploited peasants of Champaran. It was a beginning. Within a few years, the British planters abandoned their estates, which reverted to the peasants. So, very soon, the peasants were the owners of the land. And the last question, why did Gandhiji oppose when his friend Andrews offered to stay in Champaran and help the peasants? Why did he oppose? Because he did not want to take help from anybody out of their team. He wanted to show all the Indians that Indians themselves are very strong. If they are self-dependent and fearless, they can fight, they can face any trouble, any person. Gandhiji opposed when his friend Andrews offered to stay in Champaran to help the peasants because he wanted the people to be self reliant. He wanted them not to depend on others to win their battle but build up their self confidence. So, dear students, these were only the short questions which I have discussed. Long questions are yet pending. Like the first long important question is how can Champaran episode said to be a turning point in Gandhiji's life? It's very important. Second, what values of Gandhiji inspire you the most? Okay, two questions. Please prepare these two questions only for today and revise all these short questions as discussed here. Have a good day.